Guys, it's Sarah, and today I want to talk a little bit about some books that initially, when they first came out, I didn't have any interest in them. And now, since working at Barnes & Noble and handling them and seeing how customers are reacting and talking to customers about them and hearing some feedback about them, might have gotten me to change my mind a little bit, and maybe now I'm interested. Okay, the first one is Mad Honey, and this one is by Jodi Picoult, and she co-wrote this with Jennifer Finney Boylan. Now, I originally kind of shied away from this one because I love Jodi Picoult. I do. I would consider her a favorite author of mine because of the books that she writes and because of the way she writes them, and she makes you think, and they're always hard topics. So I do love her as an author. I tend to shy away when it is a popular author who co-writes a book with someone else, and I don't know why. I don't know if I feel like that's going to change the writing of the book. It's going to make it a little bit less impactful from what I'm already used to with Jodi Picoult. So that may have been kind of why. But man, I've heard some good things about this book. So now I'm more interested. Now. I'm hearing really good feedback from it. And the synopsis is really great. It is about a woman who is married to a surgeon. They live in Boston. They have a son. And something happens to break up this marriage. And she ends up moving with her son back to her hometown. And there is a young girl who moves to that hometown as well. And she gets into a relationship with the woman's son. However, she ends up being killed and her son is being questioned. And now I'm like, now I'm really interested because that actually sounds kind of pretty good. And I am hearing good feedback about that book. So now I'm interested in it. Okay, next is Demon Copperhead, and this is by Barbara Kingsolver. I've never read a Barbara Kingsolver book before, and I think that's probably what scares me the most because I haven't read her yet. I know that she writes literary books, which are definitely probably the most out of my comfort zone as far as reading goes, but I do have the Poisonwood Bible on my shelves to read at some point, and I would like to possibly pick up Demon Copperhead as well. So this one is being kind of pitched as a take on David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. And it is about a young boy who is growing up in the Appalachian Mountains, and he is born into poverty, and kind of his experience is going through a whole bunch of different stuff. And it sounds like it's going to be a little bit heart-wrenching, but definitely kind of like a coming-of-age type thing, very possibly, and just kind of, this boy's survival skills and things that put him to the test. But I have heard such good things about it. I have heard it's a masterpiece and just, like the best thing she's written in years and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh man, now I kind of want to read it. So yeah. So I'm adding that to my radar. Okay, the next one is a series, and I actually have the first book on my priority reading list this year because of how much I've heard about it. So this is the Armin Gamache series by Louise Penny, and I was interested in this series anyway, but my interest really ramped up when the most recent book was released, and I was putting it on the shelves and people were literally taking it out of my hands because they wanted to get their hands on it so bad, and putting it on hold for so many people and helping people find it because they really wanted it. And just talking to customers who have read and loved this series for so long was really just wow. I think I really want to get into this series. And so it was on my radar anyway, but my interest just really skyrocketed dealing with all that kind of stuff when the new one came out. And I do have the first book, like I said. I picked it up when we were on our first Book 2 Besties trip when we went to North Carolina. So I have the book. I have it, and I do plan to read it this year. It's on my priority list, so I do plan to do that, but I would like to get started on that one. But it was kind of like I was a little bit interested, and then I was like, okay, I just need to pick this up already. This next one. Okay. So there's a table in the middle of our store labeled spicy book talk, because of course there is, right? Now, I am not on Book Talk. I don't watch Book Talk. I'm not on TikTok at all. I watch them on Instagram Reels. I don't necessarily see all the stuff like that. I do hear about it all the time. And we do have a girl who works at the store who is kind of in charge of that table, and she keeps it, you know, she cycles through the things and she orders the books and does all that stuff. So one series that is on that table all the time and that sells really, really, really well is the Twisted series by Anna Huang. And I don't know what this is about. I've never looked at the synopsis. I'm not even going to, but I'm kind of interested to read the first book just to see. So I'm going to see if it's on Kindle Unlimited, because if I do read it, that's probably how I'm going to do it. Because if I buy it at the store with my discount, I can't sell it later. And I have a feeling like if I read it and I think it's ridiculous and I don't want to hang on to it, then I can't sell it. So I might just get it on my Kindle if I can, and just to see what the hype is all about, because people will flood to the store to buy that series. Like, it's crazy. And I'm interested to see why, just to see. And the last one is actually more of an author than a specific book, but just this week, I helped at least 3 different people find this book because they either called the store looking for it or they were trying to find it and they couldn't find it on the floor. So I helped them find it. And the book is Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. Like I said, I helped quite a few people find it just this week alone. And so I was like, man, but I know who the author is. I have seen her books. So I was a little bit interested. And I know that she writes kind of taboo relationships, which I'm not against reading about. So yeah, we'll see. But I got into a conversation with one of my coworkers because I helped somebody find the book, and I was like, oh, she wanted that Penelope Douglas one. She's like, man, that's selling really well. I was like, I know. So we started talking about Penelope Douglas. She was like, you need to read her. I'm like, like, I just haven't done it yet. And she's like, okay, but you need to do it. I'm like, okay, got it. So, you know, Punk 57 was, like I said, one that a lot of people are buying right now. And I know I had Birthday Girl on my wish list, and I think Credence is on the table as well that I always see a lot and people buy. So there's some options for her. But I think I do want to give her a try just to see what it's all about. We'll see. I don't know. It's going to be one of those taboo romances, but like, I'm interested. Okay, guys, that is it for me today. Those are just some books that have really kind of come on my radar during my work time and have just really kind of amped up my interest in them, even though I may initially not have had any interest at all, but now I kind of am. So let me know your thoughts down below. Have there been any books coming out recently that you weren't initially interested in, but as soon as you heard people talking about it, it kind of changed your mind? Let me know that. And I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.